Today, Dad, Papa, and myself are going to be tearing out some trees. We got about a 30-acre piece that, due to the late and wet spring that we had, we were not able to get into that field and get it planted. The field is completely surrounded by trees and it doesn't have the best drainage. So we're doing the right thing here. We're tearing some trees out to get that field to drain better. So hopefully we never have this problem ever again. I would have liked to show you the start to finish on this whole process, like the day we move the track hose in to the day we move everything out. I would have liked to show you that process, but I forgot to film the first day I was working on it. Me and Colby worked on it for a day and a half, tearing trees out, and then we got a ridiculous amount of rain. And then when they came back, me and Colby were spraying with the drones, and Dad, Papa, and my uncle worked on it for a couple days. So that over there is our soybean field right there. It's a really, really nice, big, wide open farm. Drains really nice. This piece would not drain whatsoever just because there was a ton of huge trees going through. Like really, really big trees. So we're getting them big trees tore out, and then we will be able to run the proper drainage to get the water off this farm. Right now I'm trying to clear my way in towards this huge tree right there. Big old pin oak right there. As far as I know, that's a pin oak. I'm trying to clear my way into that tree, and then we're gonna take that tree down. I gotta grub all of this small little straggly dead stuff out of the way first, because this is the kind of stuff that'll flop up and bust your window out or dent your panel or stuff like that. Get all the small stuff out of the way, and then we will go over there by that big tree and we will dig probably all the way around it on all four sides, and then push it over and break it down a little bit, take some of them big old tree limbs off. Some of them tree limbs up there are big enough to be trees in themselves, but we will take all them tree limbs off and then we will pile it over here. And then hopefully I get time to come back sometime and chop the stump off and get that in a small enough piece that I can haul some of it back and use it for firewood. can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We about have one complete fence row out. Apple is right on the other side here in his 963, and he is taking trees out. He just dropped a huge tree. He was digging on it for a while. You guys seen some of that with the drone. And then Dad is over there working in the 320 cat there. You can see him, he's knocking some trees down. This fence row goes down all the way across. There's an opening right there, and then it goes all the way down over to there. So we got a lot of trees out, but we got a lot to go. This is going fast. These little saplings, these little tiny guys right there, they're so easy to pop up, and you can pop a lot of them up real fast. I'm gonna try to do this using my elbow to run this stick and my hand to run this one while I'm holding the camera here. But I kind of go at it like this. So I get it in between a tooth, and then I loop around. Oh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to do this one-handed. Kind of go like that and pick up while you're doing it. I might break this tree off. No, we got it. We got it. There's pretty much the whole root ball of that tree. I broke the other one off. Most time I don't break them off when I'm using two hands, but I could pop so many of them out so fast. But the bigger trees that you got to dig on like all four sides on, they take a little bit longer. Like this one, the digging is really hard because there's a bunch of big roots down in there that I got to break off just to be able to dig deep enough to knock this tree down. I think a smaller bucket would make it easier digging on these big trees, breaking the roots off. But then the problem is if you get too small of a bucket, then it takes forever to fill your hole back in. Like look at all of this dirt that I have piled up from digging on this tree. When I get this tree down with a tiny bucket, it would take forever to fill the hole in. So I don't know what the right size bucket is, but this is the size I'm using currently. Muddy out here. We made it through. That's the end of a good day of track hoe work. Tore a lot of trees out. We got one fence row left to go here, but that doesn't mean we're about done by any means. It is a big fence row. There is a lot of trees in it, and it is really wide. I'd say we could possibly work on this next fence row just as long as we worked on the other one. So we'll see here. Yeah. Bad. I dropped this on the track. That is my phone. Don't want to lose that. disappointed on the head splitting right now. Ain't been a ton of that. Trying to dig out this tree right here, but this rain has made the top bit of dirt just sticky enough that the track toe is not staying in place at all. I can't shove this tree down. I got it moving, it's loose, I just not enough traction. As soon as I start pushing on it, the whole track toe slides backwards. It makes things slow when you got to start digging trenches for each track to sit in, so it can't slide. But that's a tall old tree. That would be a nice one for firewood. Nice and straight, not many limbs. A big old tree broke off this stump, and I hate when that happens because the stumps are so hard to get out of the ground. I got this one loose finally where it's moving, but I'm hooked onto this thing right now, and it is not wanting to come out of the hole. As you can see. Oh, whoa! A big old stump's not wanting to move. I don't know what to do. I guess we gotta dig the bank off more and see if we can't roll this thing up. This is being a pain. Big old stump. God, gone. Calling it the end of the day here. It's 7 o'clock. The back fence row, that's the one you guys seen us taking out yesterday. We were working on the stretch that went this way towards that big tree over there. Today we've been working on this front fence row. That over there is where I've been working. I think Papa was working over in here and Dad was working down along this way. So I got into a stretch where I'm at with a lot of big trees. Look at them. Daggone, son. Big old pin oaks back there. They're kind of challenging to take down because they're huge. The root ball is massive. I gotta dig a ton around them just to get to the point where I can shove them. But then it's very dangerous shoving them because most of them are not just one tree coming up. It's like two trees coming out of one root ball. So if you shove too hard on them, you'll have what happened with the drone there where the tree broke off, and luckily nothing fell goofy there, and that one went completely textbook other than the tree breaking off of the stump. So I don't know, we'll get after them big ones tomorrow morning, and hopefully all goes well there. Sprayers are in the area, the bean sprayers there, fungiciding. Laying down the last pass of Roundup. So I was gonna get some drone footage in them. I got a little bit, but it would have been nice to get some more, show it. The millers are rolling, fungiciding corn. Laying down the last pass with corn. They're not putting on any type of herbicide. They're just laying down fungicide, pretty much. Maybe a foliar feeder, something like that. But yeah, it's going pretty good. once we get done with all the spraying, which it feels like we're like never getting done at this point. Feels like we're so far behind on the spraying, but once we get done with the spraying, I think things will kind of start slowing down. It's been kind of a brutal year. Things have never slowed down. We've never got a kind of like a break to work on stuff, you know, work over the tillage equipment and stuff like that. It just seems like it's go, go, go. And yeah, even though I'm working on fence rows, I mean, we're still out here till 7, 8 o'clock. I just took down a pretty big tree. I'm trying to clean it up right now. I got a lot of junk here to throw to the side, branches that broke off of it. Then I got to fill my hole in over there. Looks like Dad and Popple have just got a couple more trees over where they're working at. Yeah, they don't have a ton to take down. We honestly should finish up these 2 fence rows kind of easily today. There's not that many big trees left in this fence row that I'm taking out. So I think I got one more really big one, and then after that, that's really about it. Big trees. Not much fence row left here. Kind of hard to do this one-handed, but this is the last tree of the fence row that needs to hit the ground. Hold on one second. Let me reset my bucket here. Up, here we go. Boom, baby! Last tree hit the ground. The last tree has hit the ground, but you guys can see this job is far from over. We got trees spread everywhere. We are gonna go ahead and move the equipment out of this area, and we're gonna let these trees dry down for a couple weeks before we move back in and pile them up, start burning them, hauling the stumps off, getting it cleaned up, getting the proper ditches in, and getting it ready to be farmed next year. There's a lot of work still to do on this piece, but that's all of the trees down that we're taking out for right now. This right here is one of my favorite jobs to do on the farm. It feels super rewarding to move in on a farm that's split and divided up with fence rows, not draining right, and is overgrown. Put in a little bit of hard work and some time, and see that field transform into some of the nicest ground that we have.